Have you ever worried more about your heart, your blood sugar, or even your liver? But almost never, your kidneys. You're not alone. Most people don't realize this. But your kidneys can silently fail for years, without a single warning sign. And when the symptoms do show up, it's often too late. Right now, over 30 million people in the US are living with chronic kidney disease. And most of them don't even know it. But here's the most shocking part. It's not just poor health or old age that's destroying kidney function. It's your daily diet. Specifically, the very foods you've been told are healthy, safe, or harmless. Foods that may be sitting in your kitchen right now. In this video, you're going to discover 11 common foods that could be silently wrecking your kidneys. And more importantly, what to eat instead. If you care about your kidneys, your energy, and your long-term health, then don't miss a second of this. Let's begin. 1. Daily. Most people think of milk, cheese, and yogurt as healthy. Calcium for bones, protein for strength. Sounds good, right? But here's the truth no one talks about. Dairy is a silent stressor for your kidneys. It's high in phosphorus, potassium, and protein. 3 nutrients that damaged kidneys can't process well. Take just 1 cup of whole milk. That's roughly 200 milligrams of phosphorus, 320 milligrams of potassium, and 8 grams of protein. When your kidneys are healthy, they can handle that. But if they're even slightly struggling, that phosphorus can start pulling calcium from your bones, weakening them over time. The potassium can build up in your blood, putting pressure on your heart. And the excess protein? It creates more nitrogen waste, which sick kidneys can't easily filter. The result? More fatigue, swelling, and a slow decline in kidney function that you may never notice until it's too late. So what's the better option? Try switching to unsweetened almond milk or rice milk. They're much lower in phosphorus and potassium and gentler on your kidneys. And remember, healthy is not always kidney safe. What works for your bones or muscles may hurt your filters. 2. Tomatoes. Tomatoes, they're in everything. Your pasta sauce, your salads, even your morning omelette. But here's what almost no one realizes. Tomatoes are loaded with potassium. And that can spell big trouble for your kidneys. Now listen to this. If you have kidney disease, your body struggles to remove excess potassium. And when potassium levels rise too high, it doesn't just affect your kidneys. It puts your heart at serious risk. How much potassium are we talking about? Just 1 cup of tomato sauce contains a staggering 728 milligrams of potassium. That's more than a third of what someone with kidney issues should eat in an entire day. Even raw tomatoes can add up fast. It's not just the quantity, it's the frequency. Daily ketchup, tomato juice, salsa. It all adds up, quietly. And while tomatoes may be praised for antioxidants like lycopene, those benefits don't outweigh the damage high potassium can do to struggling kidneys. So what can you use instead? Try roasted red pepper sauce. It has a rich flavor, but a much lower potassium profile. Plus, it gives you vitamin C without overloading your kidneys. Remember, what's on your plate may taste good, but the damage it's doing inside, you may not feel it until it's already too late. 3. Spinach. Spinach, the poster child for health. Packed with iron, full of fiber, a superfood, they say. But here's the hidden truth. Spinach is one of the most dangerous greens for your kidneys. Why? Because it's extremely high in oxalates and potassium. 2 substances that can quietly push your kidneys to the edge. Let's break it down. Oxalates are natural compounds that bind with calcium in your body. And when that happens, guess what forms? Kidney stones. In fact, nearly 80% of all kidney stones are made of calcium oxalate. And spinach? It contains 100 milligrams or more of oxalates in a single serving. That's double the recommended daily intake for people at risk. And if that wasn't enough, spinach is also high in potassium, about 136 to 290 milligrams per cup, depending on whether it's raw or cooked. And when it's cooked, it shrinks, so you eat more in less volume, making the potassium even more concentrated. So what's the alternative? If you want greens, go for kale, cabbage, or arugula. They're much lower in oxalates and potassium, making them far safer for your kidneys. Spinach might seem like the smart choice, but if your kidneys are vulnerable, this superfood could be a super threat. 4. Pickles. They're crunchy. They're tangy. They're addictive. But pickles are a salt bomb in disguise. And for your kidneys, that's a dangerous game. You see, your kidneys have a tough enough job as it is. Filtering blood, balancing fluids, keeping your blood pressure in check. But when you flood your body with sodium, like the kind hidden in just one single pickle, you push your kidneys past their limit. Let me show you how bad it gets. The recommended daily sodium intake for adults, 1,500 to 2,300 milligrams. And a single dill pickle, roughly 1,200 milligrams of sodium. That's nearly 80% of your daily allowance, gone in one bite. Now imagine adding pickled olives, relish, cured meats, or sauerkraut to the mix. You're not just seasoning your food, you're setting your kidneys up for long-term damage. Why is high sodium so dangerous? It causes your body to retain water, raises blood pressure, and forces your kidneys to work overtime. Over time, this pressure leads to scarring, and eventually, kidney failure. So what's the fix? Use fresh herbs, lemon juice, or vinegar-based dressings to flavor your food. You don't have to give up taste, just give up the excess salt. Because behind every salty bite is a kidney crying out for relief. 5. Apricots. They're soft. They're sweet. They look so innocent. But apricots, especially dried ones, are quietly overloading your kidneys with potassium. Let's talk numbers. 1 cup of fresh apricots, roughly 427 milligrams of potassium. Now that's already high. But the real danger: dried apricots. Just 1 small ounce, a handful, contains nearly 1,500 milligrams of potassium. That's over half of the maximum daily allowance for someone with kidney issues. And here's the catch: they don't fill you up. So you keep snacking, handful after handful, not realizing you're slowly flooding your body with a mineral your kidneys can't process fast enough. And when potassium builds up, the symptoms can turn scary. Muscle weakness, heart palpitations, even sudden cardiac arrest. So what can you eat instead? Reach for fresh apples, grapes, or berries. Fruits that are lower in potassium, but still rich in antioxidants and fiber. Apricots might look like a healthy snack, but for weak kidneys, they're a trap wrapped in natural sugar. Because even nature can have a dark side. 6. Potatoes and sweet potatoes. They're comfort food. Wholesome, natural. Baked, mashed, fried. But here's what no one tells you. Potatoes and sweet potatoes are potassium giants. And for struggling kidneys, that makes them very dangerous. Let's look closer. A medium baked potato contains about 610 milligrams of potassium. A medium sweet potato, roughly 542 milligrams. And if you're eating both, plus other potassium-rich foods in the day, you're sailing past the safe limit fast. Here's why that matters. When kidneys are healthy, they keep your potassium in balance. But when they're weak, even a small excess builds up in your blood. And too much potassium can literally stop your heart. But there's a twist here. You can lower the potassium in potatoes with a method called leaching. Peel and cut them into small chunks. Soak in cold water for at least 5 to 10 minutes. Boil once, throw out the water, and boil again. That can reduce potassium by up to 40%. Still, moderation is key. Even after leaching, portion control matters. So yes, you don't have to say goodbye to potatoes forever. But treat them with caution. Because when it comes to kidney health, how you prepare your food is just as important as what you eat. 7. Soda. It's fizzy, it's refreshing, and it's everywhere. But soda, especially dark-colored colas, is more than just empty calories. It's a chemical cocktail that directly harms your kidneys. You see, most people think sugar is the only problem. But that's just the surface. The real villain: phosphorus additives. These additives are used to preserve flavor and shelf life. But they're not the natural kind of phosphorus found in meat or veggies. They're synthetic, and your body absorbs them almost instantly. Here's what that does. Excess phosphorus in your bloodstream pulls calcium from your bones, makes your blood more acidic, and over time, leads to vascular calcification, which hardens your arteries and damages kidney tissue. And just one can of soda, you're drinking about 100 milligrams of this harmful phosphorus every single time. That's not even counting the sugar, caffeine, and acids that further stress your kidneys and bones. And diet soda. Don't be fooled. Many still contain phosphorus additives and artificial sweeteners that also mess with kidney function. So what's a safer choice? Try infused water with lemon or mint, cranberry juice, or herbal teas. They hydrate you, and some even support urinary health. The bottom line: soda is kidney poison in a can. Refreshing today, destructive tomorrow. 8. Oranges. They're bright. They're juicy. They scream healthy. But when it comes to your kidneys, oranges can be dangerously misleading. Here's why. Oranges and orange juice are very high in potassium. And that's a serious problem for anyone with compromised kidney function. Let's break it down. A medium-sized orange contains about 330 milligrams of potassium. An 8-ounce glass of orange juice, around 458 milligrams. Now remember, for someone with kidney disease, the recommended daily potassium intake may need to stay under 2,000 milligrams. And with a breakfast of orange juice and a banana, you've already passed 800 milligrams before lunch. And here's what happens when that potassium builds up. It doesn't just stay quiet. It disrupts your heartbeat, causes muscle weakness, and over time, puts you at serious risk for cardiac arrest. But here's the real catch. Because oranges are labeled as natural and immune-boosting, most people never suspect them. So what should you eat instead? Go for cranberries, apples, or grapes. They're low in potassium and still give you fiber and antioxidants. Oranges may help with vitamin C, but if your kidneys can't clear the potassium, the risk simply isn't worth it. Sometimes, the healthiest-looking foods carry the most hidden danger. 9. Whole wheat bread. You've heard it 100 times. Choose whole wheat over white. More fiber, more nutrients, better for your digestion. But for your kidneys? Whole wheat bread can quietly be a serious risk. Why? Because whole grains naturally contain more phosphorus and potassium than refined grains. And that's exactly what your kidneys struggle with most. Let's get specific. One slice of whole wheat bread contains about 75 milligrams of phosphorus and 69 milligrams of potassium. Doesn't sound like much. Now imagine making a sandwich. 2 slices. You've now consumed 150 milligrams of phosphorus and 138 milligrams of potassium, just from your bread. And that's before you even add any toppings. Meanwhile, white bread, yes, the one people often avoid, contains only about 29 milligrams of each per slice. That's less than half the load on your kidneys. So here's the big picture. If you're trying to protect your kidneys, healthy doesn't mean safe. Whole wheat is rich in nutrients, yes. But when your kidneys can't process those minerals efficiently, they build up in your blood. That leads to bone weakening, itching, fatigue, and eventually, serious kidney strain. The alternative: stick to white bread in moderation, or better yet, look for low-phosphorus kidney-friendly options labeled specifically for renal diets. Your kidneys don't care about marketing labels. They care about minerals and how much they can handle. 10. Bananas. They're quick, they're filling, they're packed with nutrients. But if your kidneys are even slightly compromised, bananas are a trap. Here's why. Bananas are one of the highest potassium fruits on the planet. Just one medium banana contains about 422 milligrams of potassium. Now remember, for kidney patients, the recommended potassium range is often 1,500 to 2,700 milligrams per day. So eating just 2 bananas, you're already hitting nearly a third of your daily limit. And that's before you count potatoes, tomatoes, oranges, or dairy. But here's what makes it worse. Most people eat bananas daily, in smoothies, on cereal, as a snack. They think they're choosing a better option over junk food. But for weakened kidneys, that potassium builds up fast. And when it does, it can trigger irregular heartbeat, muscle cramps, weakness, and even heart failure in severe cases. So what should you grab instead? Pineapple. It's sweet, low in potassium, and packed with enzymes that support digestion. Or go with blueberries or pears. They're safer, lower potassium alternatives that still give you natural energy. Bananas may be nature's fast food. But if your kidneys are at risk, they're the kind of fast that leads to a dangerous crash. 11. Processed red meat. It smells amazing. Tastes even better. And it's the centerpiece of countless meals around the world. But behind that smoky, salty, savory flavor, processed red meat is one of the most toxic foods for your kidneys. Let's break it down. Whether it's bacon, sausages, pepperoni, jerky, salami, or hot dogs, all of these have 3 things in common: high sodium, high protein, and harmful chemical preservatives. Let's start with the salt. Processed meats are packed with sodium to extend shelf life and intensify flavor. A few slices of bacon can easily push you over 1,000 milligrams of sodium, nearly half your daily limit. And if you're already eating salty bread, sauces, or pickles, you're overloading your kidneys without realizing it. Now the protein. Yes, protein is important. But when your kidneys are weak, too much of it creates nitrogen waste, a byproduct your kidneys have to filter out. The more red meat you eat, the harder they have to work, until eventually they can't keep up. And finally, the preservatives. Many processed meats contain nitrates, nitrites, and phosphate-based additives. These aren't just hard on your kidneys. They've been linked to inflammation, high blood pressure, and even increased cancer risk. In fact, studies show that people who consume processed red meat regularly have a 3x higher risk of developing kidney failure. So what's the alternative? Go for lean, unprocessed meats like chicken breast, turkey, or small portions of fresh fish. Even better, swap a few meat-heavy meals each week for plant-based proteins like lentils, tofu, or beans in moderation. Your kidneys are delicate machines. Processed meat is like pouring sand in the engine. The sooner you cut it out, the longer your kidneys will carry you forward. If you've made it this far, you're already doing more than most people ever will for their kidney health. Seriously, this kind of awareness, it can change lives. But there's more you can do right now, and it only takes a second. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos on nutrition, aging, and how to protect the most overlooked organs in your body. And if this information opened your eyes, drop a comment below. Which food surprised you the most? Or which one are you cutting out starting today? I'd love to hear what changes you're planning to make. This channel is about more than just facts. It's about you taking control of your health before it's too late. So go ahead, comment, like, and subscribe. Let's build a stronger, smarter community together. Your kidneys are silent heroes. They don't ask for much. They don't scream when things go wrong. Not until it's already serious. But now, you know better. You've seen the 11 common foods, some of them probably in your kitchen right now, that can quietly damage your kidneys over time. And the truth is, your diet is either healing you or harming you. The choice starts with what's on your plate. So here's what I want you to do. Take a moment and look at your daily meals. What can you swap? What can you limit? And which small changes can you make today to protect your kidneys for the years ahead? If you're ready to take your health seriously, check out the shopping section below this video. We've added carefully selected, high-quality products, specifically designed to support kidney health. They're backed by science, tested for quality, and come from brands we trust. But keep in mind, some of these offers are limited time only. So don't wait. Scroll down, explore, and find what's right for your body. And before you go, hit the like button if this video helped you. Subscribe so you never miss another health tip. And drop a comment below. Which food are you removing first to protect your kidneys? Your voice matters. Your choices matter. And your kidneys? They'll thank you. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.